Grouping tracks for the sake of arrangement is also important just as it is for the sake of processing. So we do group tracks into groups to, easier to make it easier to process them together with, using, let's say, one plugin for all of these instead of using, a couple. So aside of that, grouping tracks to process them easier, some of these tracks are grouped not to process, but just to keep them organized, to keep them in one folder, just like these. So even in this one, I have some empty tracks that I don't need. So let me get rid of those. And everything in here, in this group, is actually an FX. Having all of those in this one group makes it easier for me to track or even, mute them or solo them. So this way, it's easier for me to control the general volume of all of those. And let's say this is processing, so since I'm applying gain reduction. Also for the sake of arrangement, if I take all of this, I can just copy all of it very easily. So saying these are all the effects that, belong with the drop, I can just duplicate that. Now I have all of those effects, once again, all the crash, events and sweeps up and sweeps down. So I can easily duplicate that, copy, find my way around. So it's very important also to keep tracks grouped, even if we don't want to process them. I always have everything grouped into groups just like this because it's easier for organization. Now just imagine, I always bring up that particular problem after a couple of months, after a while. Let's say just like that, after a while you open the same project and there is a sound in there that you don't like. Let's say you want to remix your own track. There is a sound in there you don't like. How about finding that sound? Where is it? So imagine having 60 tracks playing one under each other, just like this, everything open. And imagine I did just that. I have to solo each one of these to see if that is the sound that I want to, remove. So soloing each one of those, that's quite hard, it will make the process take much more time. If I have everything in groups just like this, for organizational purposes, so one of the things I could do is solo just one of these groups, play it where I know the sound appears. Actually, I found it. I know the sound is going to be playing right here. So I can solo it and see if it's in this group. No. Is it in this group? So I can see in which group the sound is actually, positioned. And when I find it, I can narrow down that search to that group. Now I just check on the actual sound in only that group and I find the sound more easy. So you might still want to group tracks just to keep them organized.